Alright, let's classify AFE, what type of angle it is. That is a straight angle. Okay, so it'd add up to 180. And then when two different lines intersect, they intersect at a point. So that'd be two different lines, they intersect at a point. So 3.2 is theorems about perpendicular lines. The objective is to solve problems involving perpendicular lines. So theorem 3.1 states that all right angles are congruent. So if the measure of angle 1 equals 90 degrees and the measure of angle 2 equals 90 degrees, then the measure of angle 1 is congruent to the measure of angle 2. The picture would look like that. Theorem 3.2, if two lines are perpendicular, then they intersect to form four right angles. So the symbols for that, if N is perpendicular to M, then the measure of angle 1 equals 90 degrees, the measure of angle 2 equals 90 degrees, measure of angle 3, and so on. So that would what the picture would be like. So these are all right angles on here. Theorem 3.3, if two lines intersect to form adjacent congruent angles, then the lines are perpendicular. So the symbols, if the measure of angle 1 is congruent to the measure to angle 2 and are adjacent angles, then line AC is perpendicular to BD. Alright, we got one more theorem. If two sides, theorem 3.4 states that if two sides of adjacent acute angles are perpendicular, then the angles are complementary. Complementary means it adds up to 90 degrees. So if ray EF is perpendicular to ray EH, then the measure of angle 3 plus the measure of angle 4 is equal to 90 degrees. And there's the picture. Alright, let's do the first example together. In the diagram, G is perpendicular to E, so all of these have to be right angles. Okay, we can just draw that on here. And G is perpendicular to F, and there's a right angle here, so all of these have to be right angles. We have to conclude if the statement is true, if there's enough information. So for A, 6 and 10, they're both right angles, so it would be true. They are congruent. 7 and 10, 7 here we know is a right angle, and 10's a right angle, so that would be true. 6 and 8, we do not have enough info, so not enough info. 7 and 11, those are both right angles, so that would be true. 7 and 9, that is not enough info. Okay? And angles 6 and 11, those are both right angles, so that would be true. Alright, now we got to write equations. We're going to see this often. If we know that P, if P and G, or P and Q, sorry guys, are perpendicular, we know that this is a right angle. So, to solve for X, you would do X plus 25 is equal to the 90 degrees. Okay? Subtract 25 on each side, so X is equal to 65 degrees. Next equation. So we know, why does it do this? We know P and Q are perpendicular, so this would be a right angle, which equals 90 degrees. So we could say 10x is equal to 90, divide by 10 on each side. So x is equal to 9. Okay, in the diagram below, ray EF is perpendicular to ray EH. The measure of angle GEH is 30 degrees. Okay, we also know that because these are perpendicular lines, that they equal 90 degrees. So we could set this equation up as 6y plus 30 equals 90. Okay, subtract the 30 on each side. So then it'd be 6y is equal to 60. Divide by 6. Y is equal to 10. Alright, given AB is perpendicular to AD and BAC is congruent to CAD, find the value of the variable and explain your reasoning. So you could do it two ways. You could do z plus z is equal to, since we know this is perpendicular, it's equal to 90. So 2z is equal to 90, divide by 2. Z is equal to 45. Or you could just divide 90 divided by 2 is equal to 45, because we know this is a bisector, like what we learned in chapter 2. So you could do it either way, and you would just say that both angles are equal to each other, or are congruent. I think this is the last one. So we need to find the value of the variable if EFG is congruent to HFG. Okay, that's what these two little lines here are for. So if it's, we know these are congruent to each other, and this makes a straight line. So it adds up to 180. So we know that these are perpendicular lines. So you do 5x is equal to 90 because this forms a right angle. So divide by 5 on each side. X is equal to 18. All right. Then your summary, and you are finished.